All right, Kenman here. It is time for another shipwreck. What is a shipwreck, Kenman? Well, you take a pocket knife that has a handle made of copper or brass, and you do this. How do you do this? Stick around, watch the entire process from start to finish, and we will make it happen. Lots of different styles that you can achieve, lots of different color variants are able to happen. Sure, why not? What are we going to do to this one today? Lots of examples I've done there. I've got a whole playlist. Check them out if you're interested, but we are about to take this Rough Ryder Wharncliffe. Boom. Sweet big old knife, and we're going to do the handle on this one today. All right. Let's get our last looks. All right. Okay, let's tear it down. What I am going to do, I'm going to set the table like I usually would here. Bang, bang. All right, dinner is served. Voila. But I am going to time-lapse the tear down quick here just to speed it up. I get a little long-winded. Sometimes these videos go a little long. So what I'm going to do now is just show you the time-lapse of me tearing this down, and then we will continue. All right. Well, these two screws didn't spin, and they both immediately just stripped. It took literally nothing. I've got nice Weehaw bits. One came loose. This one here, I tried to make one spin, and now it just completely spins free. I barely did anything. My bit is still good. I have another one that's good, but look at that. It just spins free inside there, and then this one, the same. It was like it was stripped out when it was put in almost. I don't know. When they're small like that, if I don't have my cheater glasses on, I can't quite tell, but they are both stripped. I put this in there to kind of put a little pressure against it to maybe like that pressure would allow them to start to come loose, but they are being held on, or the liner is connected with those screws, and I can't loosen them, and I can't get a T7 in there either. So I am going to pause it here. It's almost apart. I just have to get this liner and the clip off, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So let's see. Whew, thank you for bearing with me on that. Sorry I couldn't quite stay on camera there. It was a week or so between when I couldn't get it apart to when we just cut the screws loose, and from holding it and touching it and not getting to it where the pocket clip was. Look at how much it changed. Isn't that crazy? Just from natural fingerprints really start to patina this material. It's pretty cool. So we are going to sand these down with my Sabatoru stones, clean them up so we can start this shipwreck. So if you check this out with the stone, see how it just instantly starts removing whatever tarnish is on there to prep it for what we're going to do. We could just go from there, but we want a uniform, clean surface. Comment below if you think we should try sometime just doing a patina, because we're basically doing a forced patina with a shipwreck, but doing it starting off just with like some fingerprints like this, and then just putting this in just and see what happens like that. Or we could use that in a combination with what we've learned before. It's all kind of an experiment. That's where it gets interesting. Like we found those screws just had a little issue, but we managed to work around it. And now we've got the parts ready to go for this shipwreck. We're just going to clean these up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up this process, get these ready to go. And was I already off camera again? We'll get to the next step here. And there we are, nice and shiny. I'm gonna wipe them all down, get all the dust and everything off, and then we can get shipwrecking. We have finally made it. We are at the fun part. Let's do the shipwreck. All right, if you have not followed along with this before, basically we are gonna be doing a forced patina to this right here. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I have a container that I've wadded up a bunch of paper towels in to kind of make a little bed, a little surface that has some different lines. It's not going to touch the same on the whole surface. If it was just laying on this, it would be fairly uniform. We want some uneven, strange, kind of interesting patterns to occur. And this is one of the ways to do it. I'm going to take some ammonia. Ammonia is the main ingredient that is going to create vapors and really activate this whole patina situation. So I'm kind of liberally pouring it, but trying to also keep it even. You want to be in a well-ventilated area because this stuff stinks. All right, I'm going to seal this back up. So now I have a nice coated, covered set of paper towels. There isn't really a lot on the bottom. I may need to add a little more. We will see as we go. Ooh, okay. Yikes. I think I'm just going to put a little bit more down the side right here, just to help create a nice little puddle at the bottom for some vapors. All right, so now I have a few other ingredients. I have some rock salt, some regular salt, some vinegar. I'm gonna throw this in here randomly. Can be heavier in spots, lighter in spots. Regular table salt, same kind of situation. Just kind of sprinkle it around. Take a little of this vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Just hit a couple just random places. I'm going to pour a little bit in this cap right there. Okay. So now we can kind of take these pieces. It's kind of a tight container. I think what I'm going to end up doing is dropping one in like this and then the other one right next to it. So before we do that, I'm going to add a little secret sauce right here. And then some vinegar. Do I know exactly what's going to happen? No, but I like to kind of get this random on there. Maybe even right here we'll mix the vinegar with the soy sauce basically. Then I'm going to take just some salt. Just let that drop on there. I'm going to take another Q-tip, try to get down here and get some of this ammonia mixing in. So I'm just kind of creating a surface, not quite uniform. All right, so there you go. That's what we're looking at. I am going to even do this with the little soy. All right. So I'm going to flip this. Try to make it a little more flat right there, and boom. In we go. So the trick is once you get it in there, you want to kind of leave it so it reacts in the same spot. If it starts reacting in a spot and then you shift it after a few hours, it doesn't take as well in that same area. So basically get it in that position there, and we're just going to let it sit, and we're done with that one. And now we're going to kind of repeat what we just did, just so they look moderately the same. Some might say, oh, you do something completely different. I kind of like a fairly uniform look. Both of them kind of mirror or match each other a little bit, or at least complement each other, right? Is that a good word? A little bit of all my ingredients on here. They are going to move around and change. So it's not that you have to really be too specific and too worried about what you're going for, because the control you have here is minimal. Obviously, we can look at how it is right now and kind of remember that and see what happens. I'm going to try to flatten this out. I kind of pushed that up. Okay. So now they are both on this nice surface of varying chemicals, and we are going to seal it up. The fumes are going to curl around from the ammonia, and we're going to let it do its thing for a good probably 12 hours, and then we'll take a look. So here we go, seal it up, and we will see you in a few. Okay, it has been 10 hours. It is time that I cannot wait any longer. I want to see what we've got going on. Let's sneak a peek. They could be done. They might need to stay in longer. Look at how the blue formed on the back side there. All right, let's take this out and look. Ooh. Ooh. This is that moment where you don't know. Do you call it? Oh, wow. Look at all that blue. Let me move this out of the way. Wipe this off. Be careful. Remember, you're dealing with chemicals. Stay in that ventilated area. And don't touch anything that doesn't need to be touched. What do we think? Wow. Now the thing is some of this is going to wipe off. So things like right here where it's really blue, these are wet. And so when you wipe that off, some of it will go away. I am pretty excited about what we're looking at here. So I think we're going to call it for the container. I'm going to just seal that back up, get it out of our world. And so now the next step is I'm going to let these dry fully, so that everything has a chance to just kind of set as much as possible. I'll let it sit for a few hours, and then I'm going to wash them off, and then we'll see where we're at. And then if we decide we want to go back in from there, we can. All right. All right, we are at the good point here. What do we think? Oh, let's get her back together and then we can check it out and enjoy it. We are missing one new tool for the job today. We need that flathead. I'll zoom in here. Couldn't quite see. I was a little off camera, but I had to turn a couple of those into flatheads to work. All is said and done. Shipwreck complete. Let's put it back together. I'll speed through this real quick and then we'll be talking about a completed knife. And we've done it. We are back together. How great is this? Now we need to make some adjustments. Make sure that it's not too tight. Got to be careful about the blade being centered. So I tighten up the pivot, then tighten all the other screws, then loosen up the pivot. Right now we are centered and it works. Probably going to need to put a little oil in there. Let's just do that right now. Got some KPL. Couple little drops on each side. And a little right in there. All right, work it in. Basically wipe everything off really good when you take it apart. So getting a little oil in there, and then if there's excess, you can just wipe it off later. Okay, there we are. Boom, complete. Another shipwreck in the books. Let's take a look. Let me wipe off this blade, get it all as nice as possible. Here it is, the Rough Ryder Wharncliffe Shipwreck style KDK. Look at the colors. I love this kind of caramel brownish orange in there. A lot of blue going on. What do we think about the final product on this one here? Went through a couple hoops and jumps to get there, but ooh, complete, nice, textury, awesome shipwreck goodness right there. All right, drop shut. Wow, what a fun knife from Rough Ryder. I haven't carried this at all. Got it just specifically for the shipwreck, and I'd never seen a Rough Ryder with a D2 like this, so I thought it'd be cool to pick it up. Super thick chunk of a blade. Is that shiny blade and the shiny clip distract or look good with the shipwreck? I considered doing like an acid etch or something, kind of wear it down a little. Comment below what you think about that, or if it looks good as is. I'd love to hear your feedback. This is all an experiment, and I'm loving every minute of it. Another shipwreck in the books. Boom. Blade is solid. Centered nicely again. Good action. Oh, that looks great. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.